Hi guys, welcome to my next Tez Talks. So I had this idea that we would do a Q&A with you guys because we get so many amazing comments on the Tez Talks and people often suggest, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? So your Zen Life manager, Cassandra, wrote on our forum online, if anyone wants to contribute a question for Tez Talks, please do so. And we were inundated with amazing questions. A lot of them were focused on my career and, talk to us about your movies and what you have coming out. And generally, I don't really like to talk so much about my work unless it pertains to my own spiritual growth in some way, or there's a story that I think might be beneficial for you guys to hear. I'm really proud of what I do, but your Zen life feels really different from talking about like my character in a movie and working with this director and working with this actor, and sometimes it's really nice to keep them separate, and I can weave my work into Tez Talks if it organically makes sense. But so for all those people that ask those questions, I'm really appreciative of your interest. And I'm really happy. I've got lots of films coming out. I've worked with some great directors, and I'm feeling really blessed, and I hope you really enjoy them when they come out. Okay, so I'm gonna just read some of these questions out and answer them. So from Farah, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Would there be any tips to stay healthy and positive when you're constantly worn down and busy? I feel ya, sister. I am a mum to one little guy, and then I'm also a mum when my stepson comes here to two. So I'm pretty worn out a lot of the time. And I think a way to stay healthy is to be able to carve out some quiet time outside of what it is that's making you busy. So maybe you're studying or you're hanging out with friends, and it's what I always talk about, the self-imposed busyness. We're kind of filling our day with things. So maybe instead of filling your day with something else, and let's say you work all day and then you come home and you start making dinner, or you start, what you could do is just say, I need an hour. I just need 1 hour, because I think that's all it takes. It can even be 15 minutes if that's all you have, but you just need to recharge. So for me, if I've been working all day long, I know I have to take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour out to myself to recharge the battery so I'm not feeling so worn down. And the way I do that, it's different for every person, is I turn the lights down low, I run a bubble bath with lavender oil in it, and I lie there and I meditate and I reflect on my day, and I really start to go through and basically take a personal inventory and really check in with myself and see, like, where am I feeling this emotion? What part of my body am I feeling this emotion in? Okay, I'm feeling it in my tummy. I feel like I have a tummy ache. I'm stressed out about this thing. I'm anxious about this thing. And I'll go through and like mentally process what's going on with myself. And it's almost like I'm pushing loving healing to those places in my body that ache, or any sort of anxiety or worries that are coming up. I mean, I lovingly spend time leaning into those things. And when your life is so busy and you're on autopilot, sometimes you neglect that, and then it just builds up and builds out. And that's when you do get totally worn down and you do get overly stressed, or it will manifest itself physically in some way. And so it's important, and you just have to, the same way you commit to eating lunch, like you commit to having this time. And I've found when I've done that I've been able to stay on kilter and in balance. So I would do that. Also, another thing is, like, I commit to having a green juice every day, just my physical health. I'm like, every day I'm having a green juice. I don't care if I'm having a vegan muffin with sugar. but I'm also having a green juice. And I take these amazing supplements by Dr. Scholl's, and I've been really enjoying those. And I know that I'm getting like a hit of health despite some of my food choices during the day. So that's important. So you have to keep your body healthy, and you also have to keep your mind healthy. So taking that time out, and then also incorporating some sort of greens, a quick hit of vitamins is imperative. Okay, so from Vanessa Louise, do you have advice about comparing your own life with other people's? Yes. And thinking if you had what they had, you'd be happier. Oh, yes. It's interesting. There's this term they call one-upping, where you one-up other people. And so this is the reverse. The other people who are around you, you're putting them on pedestals. Oh, that life looks so shiny and great. Oh gosh, I wish I had what they had. Why don't I have a new car? Why don't I have material things that they don't have? Well, here's news to you guys. I did this a lot in my life until about 4 years ago. And it was always sourcing the happiness from an external place. I'll be happy when I have what she has. I'll be happy when I'm in a relationship like that. You know what I found is that the more I've delved into it, the relationships that look shiny and perfect on the outside, when you're actually in it, they don't feel that way. It's still a constant, the peaks and valleys, the struggles, the challenges. Everyone's life is different from how you see it. It's just our own perspective. We make things appear shinier. You know, the grass is always greener. That saying is very popular for a reason, because it's true. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but whenever I thought I'll be happier when, and then you get that thing, you're like, oh, you know what's funny? My problems still follow me. And so what does that tell you? Even though I'm living in this nice fancy house now, you still are the same person. You still feel the same way. It's because you're actually placing your emphasis on something that is wrong. I mean, placing and searching for happiness in anything material, anything outside of what you can provide for yourself is only going to lead you astray. So an example would be, I always thought I would be happier once I found my love. And I don't judge my life like that. I was less happy back then when I didn't have Mark in my life, and I'm more happy now. I'm actually just still the same person. The reason I feel more content is because I've done my own self-work to take a look at myself and understand that me as I am enough. All these other things around me, I feel like I can be this unwavering strength despite what's around me. And I'm still just as happy in a situation where I don't have Mark, and you know, I'm not acting and I'm not doing all these things. I know that once we have a strong sense of self, and that we're really leaning into who we are as spiritual beings, then it doesn't matter about anything outside of us. And when we start getting into states of comparisons, it just means that we are lacking some self-love at the end of the day. I mean, that's really what it is. It's the person who wrote this, Vanessa, and so you gotta find what it is about yourself that you really love, and take a look at the richness of your life and what makes you special and why people love you, and lean into that and explore that. And then also you can start manifest the things that you think that you really need for your life, and start putting it out to the universe without being desperate, without comparing yourself to anyone else. I mean, this is your journey and your life, and everyone's a different shade, and your life's going to look completely different to your best friends or your neighbors or a family member. it's just the way it's going to be, and it's going to be your life, and you're going to make it really beautiful. Because here's the thing, you can't be anyone else, can you? You just have to be yourself. And so you just have to make the best of it. And yeah, it's really interesting. Moby is a good friend of mine, and he has this vegan restaurant, and it's all non-profit, and people are like, you're crazy, why aren't you making profit on this restaurant? And he was like, I don't need any more money. It's like, you know what, the people who have more money, more wealth, more material success are unhappier, in his opinion. He was like, I don't want that. I'm happy with just me. I thought it was a really, really cool example of someone who's truly focusing on what we should really be focusing on. And that's, cultivating self-love and acceptance, and leading our lives in that manner. I think that's really important. Okay, well, I'm at 11 minutes from Stacey. Okay, Stacey, I'm going to do you on the next one because this is a really good question. You have said you grew up a strict Catholic. What made you transition into being more spiritual? How does spirituality differ to Christianity and Catholicism? Okay, I'm answering that in part 2. Bye.